Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Um, Today I want to tell you about, I want to show you moreover, this part of Far Cry 4. It's liberation of an outpost, and I tried to be as sneaky as possible. I didn't want to be spotted, so I tried to use arrows and silent weapons. And well, the results were a little bit I it was not so good, but yet I succeeded. Um, Far Cry 4 is basically it's Far Cry 3 in another settings. There is nothing new. Basically, you have the same weapons, you have the same, more or less the same skills. Of course, the story is different, the setting is different, the plot is different, but for instance, the enemies are the same, just different shades. Uh, the animals, the wild animals are the same. The new thing, one of the new features in this chapter is the helicopter, the buzzer, which is pretty useful because it allows you to move from one point to another very fast and with no problem, with no trouble, because of course only you can fly, so there are no enemies that have such helicopter. Well, one of the best feature of this game is the fact that once that you tag the enemy with those red tag on top of the head that also classify them. For instance, there are the snipers, the strongest, the animal, and so on. Once you tag them, then basically you can have a complete view of the scenery, even if they are behind walls or hidden. So it's everything very easy. Of course, you need to do a lot of reconnaissance in the beginning. Try to look at in this case, the outpost from various angles, because perhaps perhaps the enemies are behind the wall. So if you try to look just from one angle, perhaps you lose a lot of enemies. And then when you go, actually, you go to do the mission, then you have some bad surprises. Um, the best weapon to use is the arrow in this case. If you want to be sneak, if you want to be stealth and sneak, well, use the arrow. The fact is that the arrow is not very easy to be used because, the arrow is not just like a bullet that follows a straight line. The arrows follows an arc. So if once as long as you are close, more or less close to the enemy, there's no problem. But when the enemy is far, you need to consider it also the distance and the arc, and it's not very in the first time is not very user-friendly. But that was the same also in Far 3. So supposedly that you have already played the number 3, you shouldn't have any kind of problem. um, the biggest enemy, the toughest enemy, needs two stabs because one is not enough. Besides that, well, Far Cry 4. Well, I didn't really buy Far Cry 4 because it was in the bundle of the PlayStation 4 when I bought it, so I already find it included. But I think that probably I would have gotten it in any case because I liked the number 3. I was so disappointed that in this chapter 4 there is no co-op mode, because I liked it very much, the co-op. I didn't like the multiplayer because I find it too difficult to play. It's just chaotic. But the co-op was a very good feature, and I miss it very much in this fourth chapter. Um, for those of you that already know about Far Cry, the next one, which is Primal, which is set in the prehistory time. Well, I don't wanna I don't want to talk about that. So far, I don't think I'm gonna have it. I don't think I'm gonna get that game because, mm, well, I read a lot of good reviews, but I am so much accustomed with modern weaponry. I mean, I don't know what I could do with just an arrow and a spear made of wood. I mean, and what else? I mean, there are no vehicles, no helicopters, nothing. No, I mean, what you should do? You should just escape from the wild beast. Anyway, let's talk about number 4. Uh, like I said, the weapons are more or less the same. There is just something new, some little variations, but more or less it's the same. Um, this is not a shooter game properly called. I mean, this is more like, yes, there is the shooting part, but I think that the reconnaissance part is fundamental in this game. I mean, you need to know where you are about to go, which enemy you are about to face, the beasts, the environment, and everything before moving. Because there is no rush to do the mission. I mean, besides some little thing, there is no